We need to work on our boys. We need to raise them well. We need to raise them to be a good woman. And we can do this by trying to see the way they treat their sisters at home. Let them know how to protect their sisters, how to protect even small boy. You see a small boy trying to protect his mother. So you know that that boy growing up will be able to protect his wife against anybody, even against his own mother if the mother tries to be a problem in the future. So we need to train our boys this because we learned that the Prophet ﷺ was a servant in his own home too. Not a servant in that, but a servant that help out. How many of our men help out in the home? And you are washing, they help you, you are cooking, they are there with you. The orientation the society teaches us that they are the man in the house. You woman, they are like a slave in your own home. As they say, only ìwọ tó bá gbálẹ̀ ni ilẹ̀ máa mọ́ fún. And housework òun níṣẹ́ tó I don't know how to describe it. Tó worst July because people will not even know you are working. Even if you are working from morning and your husband left and came back, you will not even see what you are doing. And you yourself know that you have not even sit down, you have not even rest for a minute. You will now look at yourself and say, what was I doing? Because the plates tó ń fọ̀ tó fi lọ, ó tún ti pọ̀. Aṣọ tó kó kalẹ̀, ó ti fọ̀, ó ti ka wọlé. Before you know it, tomorrow another coat is there. Ilẹ̀ tó gbá láàárọ̀ ó ti dọ̀tí. You start all over again. So that's why I said we women we really need to be patient and we need to give ourselves a lot of rest because this work will never end. We should not let this societal orientation of I can do anything for my mother-in-law, my family-in-law. Do what you can do. In as much you satisfy Allah, you satisfy your conscience that lillahi, even if it is my mother, I cannot do more than this. No matter what you do. If she will not like it, she will not like it. If she wants to hate you, even if you give her your head like this, but if she wants to hate you, she will hate you. Do your best and leave the rest to Allah. In as much you do the right thing, you do not deviate from what Allah and the Prophet ﷺ said we should do or we should not do. So we should be very, very careful in dealing with people. So please, let's take care of ourselves. Our health comes first. I was reading, was it an article or story about a woman was talking about her friend that she used to do everything in the house. So the friend died. So she was now wondering how the husband and the children, how are they coping? So the woman went to the friend's house to greet the husband and check on them and ask how they are coping. Like it's just maybe 3 months or a month that their wife dies. When he got there, everything was in place. The husband now gets maybe maids that are now serving them. Maid that is supposed to get when their wife was around. But because the wife can do everything. And it's part of this health issue, this stress, and that's, although it's time, that kill the wife. So that's why I say we should be very careful. We should take care of our health first. So even though right now I don't even have children, I know what I do. Talk less of you people that have children at home taking care of. So may Allah guide us. May He keep our home safe. May He be there for us all the time.
Honestly, I really like the point where you say that we should be mindful of the way we raise our men, because sometimes the abuse to women, they end up raising the worst men. Because you see, sometimes you say, my husband did this to me. You hear some mother-in-law say that his father did more than that. So
exactly. What have you seen?
Exactly. So it is very important we also look at the way we raise our boy child. So we have to raise men who are emotionally intelligent and who are able to give protection to their families. So it is very, very important. And then you see made a point where you said that we should make sure that we just find solace in Allah, because He alone knows everything about us. You do things just to please Him, because if you do things to please your husband or someone else, you will later end up not pleasing them.
Allah.
So if our aim is just to please Allah, He's going to guide us in a way that
and He will reward us for that.
When you have peace with yourself, it is when you're going to have peace in your marriage. So no matter everything we pray Allah safeguard our marriages, and then those broken, scattered, we pray Allah to let them find solace wherever it is best for them.
So let me say what I want to say quick. She mentioned
Okay.
something that our society, she's also part of that society. Like the two of you that talk, you are already being judgmental towards the women. If they go out, what will people say? You mentioned that you are also being judgmental already. The point is, I can tell you for a fact that even the society these days raises these men, our men, more than their mother did. I
Of
don't think
course.
it is better because
Hmm.
no matter what they are being taught when they were young, they tend to forget when they are in the society now. They had places where they sit down to just gist about their women, and all of them want to come back home and practice what they were told outside.
Hmm.
Especially in that your Shaki there. They have, what do they use to call, is it joint or club or the what? I don't know. They will sit down and discuss. Okay, this is how you used to be in your own. Let me go back to and go and do it. So whether we like it or not, we can always try as a mother to raise our boys, but we don't know what they will grow up to be. That's the fact. And then most of this issue, in the long run, if you check, after tolerating as a woman, if they later come out, check very well, it will still be on the side of the men. The fault would be more on the side of the men. Because women tend to come out after they had already tolerated and they cannot anymore.
You know, there are some things that we can tolerate. There are some things that are manageable. If your husband is a blatant liar and then they can cheat the way you like, there are some things that are not actually manageable. We're talking about things that we can actually tolerate. I'm not saying that there are some women who are naturally innocent. There is no woman out of marriage that she will say that she's guilty. Nobody will say that. She will never say that. Even though we don't tend to hear the story of the husband, we tend to listen more to the wife. But I'm saying that no matter what the situation, no matter the situation we find ourselves, if it is something we can manage, so let's iron this out. Nobody wants to be going here and there and all of that. And then there is another thing is when you raise a boy child properly, even if they go to the assembly, they have this criteria. So Yoruba people will say sùúrù sùúrù le ṣòkúta jídá bọ́ọ̀lù ṣe bá sọ bọ́ọ̀lù ṣe bá sọ Yorùbá, so kò sí nǹkan tẹ́ ẹ fi sùúrù ṣe tí ò ṣe. If it is outside of abuse, so I think it is very important to we iron that point out. If it is outside of abuse, other things. So Shirk in Yoruba context, you have something to say on that rather.
We will have to call back the man now. Let her come and tell us because this one now is not based on opinion. You have to come out with proof.
Okay. I think what she meant like that some aspects of our Yoruba culture that goes against the rulings of Islam. Do you have something to say on this? You know, sometimes we tend to beat ourselves. Ọlọ́run máa jẹ́ wa o. Realize that Yoruba people believe that Aje is an idol. Idol is a deity that is responsible for wealth in Yoruba culture. Wọ́n say so Yoruba people say tí Ajé bá ti bá ẹ̀jẹ̀ báyìí it means you're going to sell. And when we say these things on a normal day life, not knowing unknowingly to us that it is something that is actually shirk if there is a word like that. So there are so many of them that we do or we say that honestly some of us don't know, right? And in fact to me so many things that has to do with Yoruba culture is shirk in nature. So we just have to when our attention is called to certain aspects of things, we just have to find a way of living it. Because there is nothing bad in culture. To me, it is only the aspects of our culture that goes against the rulings of Islam. There are some of our culture that are actually good. If it doesn't go against the rulings of Islam, then we can still go about it. And I think that is what most scholars support, right?
You just mentioned Oloramajewa now as being a shirk, right? Alaman Viniyat, right? Your
Okay.
intention judged by your intention. So when you say Ọlọ́run Amajuwa to someone, you are just telling the person that a matter.
Why not say that hello Jeketa, I pray you sell. Know
No,
about
before you
something
go
that is not
further, let me just like
what
you
did
said,
you
why
say?
not say Allah Majewa? Allah is an Arabic word, right?
Eh?
So Ọlọ́run is a Yoruba word.
Ọlọ́run jẹ́ kẹta. Simple. Ọlọ́run á jẹ́ kẹta.
No, I understand you. I'm only just saying it now on behalf of people that actually don't know, right? So we just know that this is what we say generally. This is what everybody say. Some people do say eta, fine. But most people will say Ọlọ́run Amajewa. So just like something they don't.
I want to quickly say something about the fact
Yes.
that if you don't know Allah is not going to judge your point, right? And then your intention matters. If I say that Ọlọ́run Majewa, what I actually mean is Ọlọ́run. Probably I have never even heard about the Adaisi called
About
Ajay.
this,
Once I heard other people that I'm also saying, and I don't know. But you know something in Islam? Something you don't know, Allah is not going to judge. But if it has to do with shirk, Allah said you can never forget it. Like ignorance is not an excuse. You know, there are some people that the message of the prophet did not get to them, and they are going to be punished for disbelieving. Ignorance is not an excuse for shirk. That's what I'm trying to say. There are some things that fine we don't say, but once we know about certain things, we just have to leave it. Whatever we want to do, we just look at what does Islam say about this thing before we go into it. But honestly, we don't know some things, but we just keep striving that even if we don't say one thing, there are some other things that we do that we feel like, okay, this is normal enough. It is still be shirk. So we just keep praying, okay, Allah, please don't let me die as kufar, because there's actually people who everybody will know, we will know as Muslims in this on the surface of earth, and they will be kufar in Allah's sight. The major point is Islam does not go against any part of our culture that doesn't go against the rulings of Islam. So that is the bottom line. If you have been doing something before and doesn't have any direct nullification of the Islamic junctions, then we are safe to continue doing that. For instance, like Ewi now, we can still recite Ewi if there's no some of we don't if we don't have some wordings that has to do with the Yoruba beliefs, and probably you are chanting certain deity, probably you are saying something that goes against the injunctions of Islam. So we are still safe to read our Ewi. Ewe is the part of our culture, and there's nothing wrong with it once, in as much as it doesn't go against what Islam says. I think we have to strike the balance between the two. That will keep us steadfast on the deen. Rafa, do you have something you like to add?
I don't even hear your conversation. I just come back now.
We're talking about Islam and shirk, like shirk and what is it called? Yoruba culture and all of that. So
Okay.
that's
What I would just say about that is Islam did not take our culture.
exactly.
It was just placed above it. It is the law of Allah. Our culture is just man-made. Islam doesn't say we should not wear our Yoruba dress. In as much you wear your hijab on top of it. So it doesn't eradicate our culture. It was just placed above it. Are we together?
Exactly.
Yes.
So
Yes.
any culture that is now standing against the word of Allah, Islam will take away anything that is not in line with the teachings of Islam. Like you said earlier, when you're talking about Ewi, any Ewi that is in line with Shirk, calling another deity, is not in line with the teachings of Islam.
Before you guys decide to go finally, I have one thing that I want to add. So you guys talk about everything and you just forget me. Kodaba you. As a Yoruba myself, àwọn ṣé ewì ni kí n pè ní àbí ohùn tí wọ́n bá ń pe ohùn, or if they're saying those eulogy like ọmọ alágẹmọ ṣe kinní kan, ọmọ like there is this Ìjẹ̀bú one that tó bá ṣe kinní kan tán á fi ìyókù ṣe ọdún Agẹmọ. and Odo Agemo. I have to look. I forgot all about it. But there is the me and Anifa talked about it. I think 2 Ramadans ago. We go like, orí ìyá mi bàbá mi wá gbà mí, orí ìyá mi lọ́rùn wá gbà mí, orí kíní kan. I think we do it, maybe let me say Yoruba in essence, we do it so loosely, but it can translate to shirk, right? Like orí ìyá rẹ̀ ń bò dákun jẹ́ kó orí ìyá rẹ̀ ó sùn. Jẹ́ kó orí ìyá rẹ̀ ó sùn dáadáa. Like orí ìyá mi wá gbà mí. Like you shouldn't be calling to anybody except Allah. There is nothing that a dead person can do for you. You know what I mean?
If any part of our culture that doesn't go against the rules of Islam, then we accept it, and the part that goes against what Islam says, then we shun away from it. So Islam does not eliminate our culture, just like Rama said the other time. Islam doesn't come to eliminate it, but it just placed over our culture. All those aspects that has to do with probably eulogizing the deities, or something that has to do with probably you are celebrating one particular idol. So then we have to shun away from those ones.
So when somebody say, orí ìyá mi wá gbà mí, orí bàbá mi lọ́rùn wá gbà mí, how would you translate that?
Allah wá gbà mí, Olúwa wá gbà mí.
I'm just saying that, would that translate to maybe a minor shirk? People might not even understand, or they wouldn't even think deep into it. This can loosely translate to shirk. You know what I mean? People just use it so loosely. It will take a lot of deep reflection to actually understand that the way that you're saying it, my mother in heaven, come and help me. My father in heaven, come and help me. Like, no, let your father in heaven or your mother in heaven, let him sleep. There is nothing he or she can do for you. And you know what? It's in our song too. I came when I was still a teenager, so I learned a little bit of I can do that oriki stuff. One day we are doing a gala night here, and I did one, and people were so excited, and people would say, "Oh, can you come and?" So they were oriki or call me. Maybe they are doing birthdays, so come and give an eulogy or sing an eulogy for my husband. It turned into a gig for me that people actually invite Aisha, we're going to pay her so she can do this eulogy. And when I go online and I found out eulogy of a place, and then I have to read it. And you know what? At this time, I'm becoming more conscious about Islam. And then when I'm reading this, I'm like, this is sounding more like, you're praising, but if you look at these eulogies, they are, maybe there is Orodileni, and I was starting to get conflicted with going into it. So it discouraged me a bit, especially when I do my research. A popular example that I would say is, there is this Barista song. I like that song too. I used to sing it out of, I don't even know what I was saying. So one day I was just singing it and I was like, hold on, no, what am I saying? It goes like this. Abiyamọ ayé pẹ̀lú tọ̀run, ẹ mọ́jà yín o tẹ́ fi ń tọ́mọ dàgbà. Tí ń bá dìde o aláyé ojú tí yín o, kò dìgbà tí ń bá dàlàyé lára. Something like that. And then I was like, hold on, no, what am I saying? Abiyamọ ayé àti tọ̀run, ẹ mú ọjà yín tẹ́ fi ń tọ́mọ dàgbà. Tí ń bá dìde, if I don't rise up, shame on you. And I'm like, that's deep. I guess we can give the accolades to Barista. But when I was singing it, and I was like, this is sounding a little bit, if you look at it Islamically too, like, who are you pleading to? Who are you calling to come and help you rise up? It should be Allah. It shouldn't be like, yeah, it's so prevalent in our music. Like Yoruba music in particular.
Yes. I just want to advise you, if you can do it in a way that probably you're going to be the one writing the Ewi yourself. Because I know someone who is doing something like that online. He's a Nigerian, he's a Yoruba person, but he's in South Korea now. He's saying that he likes singing Ewi and all of that. And there is another person who's also singing, but she wants something that would be that will be stamp confirmed. So if the one writing is Ewi himself, he's writing customized Ewi for them.
Yeah.
And then he will say, will make it for them, and people love it. He's actually making it online.
It's hard to compose them.
It's very hard.
No, after a while that I did those things, I was getting conflicted. Like personally, I was getting conflicted, and I was like, you know what, I need to stop. Maybe at some point in life, when you get more spiritually conscious, you start thinking about some other things that you start looking deeper into, like the meaning of what you're saying or the meaning of all this song. I was so conflicted by it that I stopped. So I was like, you know what? May Allah provide me another source of sustenance. So I guess the Barista song is the most popular one that I thought about, because in that song he went on to read Surah Al-Fatiha right after that passage or that chorus. I don't know, about saying Abiyama ayé àti tọ̀run ẹ mọ́ jà yín tẹ́ fi ń tọ́mọ dàgbà. Tí n bá dìde. At the end of the day, Allah is the one that helps us rise. Yeah, every prayer, everything, Allah can do it. I guess that's all I'll say about that. Ramat, are you still here? I didn't even get to say thank you.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, I guess you guys already said it all, and that's my own final thoughts on it.
Yes.
But thank you.
That's fine.
Do you want to add anything?
No, not at all.
Everybody has gone away, but thank you, Jazakallah Khair, for coming again. And I thank everybody else that went in. Ramat, Balakis, Fatia was here too, and Anifa. May Allah bless you all. May Allah accept this Ramadan from us. And I guess next week will be Anshodu. Send the please send my meat. Send my meat. Not because it's not layer yet, but you can still send meat. Mo ẹ dákun à ń jẹran bí mi ẹ dákun ẹ má yàn wá jẹ ẹ má yàn wá jẹ ẹ dákun.
Is it plain?
What?
That's all our discussions. I do hope you learned something from it and you pick a point or two. And if you do want to add something, you can write down your comments, and yeah, and that is it. I am really grateful that me and my friends are able to do this every year. It's really nice. You have no idea the last time that I see them, and it's a surreal moment. Of course, we catch up more behind the scenes, but we do this as a little tradition of us to get together. We're not doing chinko physically anymore, but we can still do it virtually, and that is what we try to do. I believe that's all that I want to say. Thank you for listening, for staying this long. If you do enjoy it, give us a thumbs up and comment, share, like. Honestly, we do plan it as much as we can, and because of the time difference, right now it's 7 hours time difference, so we were supposed to start at 2 p.m. but Aisha went to work, and then it was hard to get back home. Yeah, long story short, I got back home, and then we started later. We started like an hour and a half later, 3:30 their time, and they're supposed to break their fast at 7 or 6:30, 7 o'clock. So we had to discuss like in the little time that we have, like maybe 2 hours, 3 hours, so they can go and get ready to do iftar and break their fast. So we have to work around the time, so we are not taking too much time. We have to go and break fast. Everybody is running to iftar, so, and then yap. And yeah, it was a beautiful talk. It was a lovely talk. I enjoyed it as always. Assalamu alaikum. Ramadan Mubarak, Eid Mubarak. Hopefully I'm able to edit this soon so I can post it. Usually when I do this, I try to edit it as soon as I can so I can post it, because I know that it's not only me that work on this video, and I just don't get the time, or I don't get the passion or the interest to edit them. Like this morning, to make space for this meeting, I just deleted some videos. This is one of the videos, or this is the only content that I do that I edit as fast as I can, because I'm not the only person that contributed to it, and they also want to see the results, obviously. And I think we had a pretty good discussion and topics, so I hope you enjoy it. Assalamu alaikum. Ramadan Barak, Eid Mubarak. Assalamu alaikum. What? Gbogbo ẹ̀ la máa
Is
gbà.
it plane we are going to use?
Please o, ẹ bá lo plane, ẹ bá lo Snapchat, bẹ́ẹ̀ bá fẹ́ lo Facebook, àti kó sá ti dọ́dọ̀ wa. Ẹ dákun, ẹ dákun, ẹ
So,
máa send
that
ẹ̀,
him
ẹ dákun ẹ bá a send ẹ̀.
all right.
Well, Jazakallah khair for Jami and for everybody that was here today that makes this talk beautiful.